CEO and co-founder of Hello Network. And last but not least, he was a VP of Technology for Smart Connect. He is a graduate of DeVry University and currently a resident of Las Vegas, United States. Please welcome with a round of applause, Mr. John Preto.
Hello, everybody. No, brother. The launch. This is exciting for us. This is how many years in making, Michael? And why didn't I build a rocket? I build rockets. We could have built a cool rocket and launched it off Dalter. That would have been fun. Very excited to see everybody this morning. I keep seeing this is like family now. I see all the familiar faces, Paul, and when I come to these grand places, everybody comes to greet with me and excited to see everybody and have a few drinks, and then I get called away to go to work. That's where I ran off to last night. We had to do some last minute work, but everything worked out in the end, and we're glad to be here, and we're going to get right going. Today and tonight are fantastic. I can't wait for you guys to see the speakers and the amount of talent that we're attracting. The amount of people and professional people, industry people that we're attracting as a company has just been phenomenal. You're going to see that here today. And your belief level is going to increase significantly. And so we're happy to share that with you. We got tons of information. I think we're a little behind. How come my clock's not saying I'm over time already? It's off. NetLeader's company timeline are milestones. And so we wanted to go back and kind of tell a story. And a lot of you asked me these questions last night. I said, I'm going to tell you all that tomorrow. Not everything, not in great detail, but we wanted to regurgitate our timeline of where we're at. Terry and I and Michael and George had this vision for a digital asset system overlaid with other pieces of the puzzle. I have a clicker someplace. Nice, giant clicker. So it's interesting as we go out and we talk to people, this parable, today's the morning sessions, right? So Michael is basically hosting today's morning session. Terry's going to do the afternoon. And then tonight we have the evening gala dinner with lots of surprises. That's the event today. How many of you guys know the blind man and the elephant parable?
Never heard of it.
Some of you guys have to know this. So there's this story, and somebody tonight come to tell me where this thing originated from. It's like a 500-year-old parable, where there's several blind men who were told to go in and explain what they are seeing, and with their limited amount of vision, which is zero, they were told to feel this object and explain what it is. And so one guy's holding the tail. Is that a rope? Another guy's crawling on the top. Is this a mountain? Somebody's holding one of the legs. Is that a tree trunk? Boy, that sure reminds me of something that we've seen before that looks kind of like, how many slides is it ahead? Am I going the right way? That kind of like that. The Enterprise, our chief counsel is here. He calls this the galaxy of companies. And when this came into vision, it reminded me of that parable of people having a hard time understanding the whole of what we're putting together in the enterprise. And hopefully after today, you have some clarity on this enterprise because it's important. From the outside, people think and see one component of what we're doing and they're missing the entire story and enterprise of what we're doing. So I thought that was an interesting parable. So when we chatted many years ago, there was this thing called Bitcoin. One of my programmers in 2010 told me to go download this program from bitcoin.org and run this computer program on one of your computers, and then you get these magical things called Bitcoins. I looked at him like he was crazy, right? And I did that for about a month. I never received any Bitcoin, but that was my first introduction to Bitcoin. But as we took a closer look at Bitcoin, we found out that there was some problems with Bitcoin. Who's used a Bitcoin ATM machine? And how many minutes does it take to verify the funds? 2 days. The ATM by my house has a couch next to the ATM. It does. It has a couch there. So that's one of the deficiencies of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has some challenges. Transactional process is one of them. I don't believe that they ever had an intention of Bitcoin being a very fast transactional model. It's just not effective like that. There's infighting. They've got a bunch of problems. There were supposed to be some line items there, but they're not there. So we knew that we could build a better model. And you're going to hear presentations today to talk a little bit about our galaxy of companies. Here's our journey so far. We officially launched summer of 2015. We really started way ahead of that. The genesis of the company goes back 2 years prior to this, when we really started investigating, putting the pieces of the puzzle together. But the summer of 2016, we really launched, and we launched in Kuala Lumpur. And we met a few of you out there, in Kuala Lumpur. This was our first public meeting that we did. And here's a few of the pictures, Michael presenting. This was at the Mandarin Oriental. And we started to meet and introduce this concept to a lot of people. And we did Kuala Lumpur, and then we went to Bangkok. I don't have any pictures from the Bangkok meeting. Michael, if you have any, I'll throw them in there, but I couldn't find any. We went to Singapore after that, Mandarin Oriental in Singapore. We met some more very exciting people. This was also hosted by Brian. Brian's here somewhere. There he is in the back. Millionaire Magazine is one of our partners. Here's some pictures from, I think Brian's on here, from that event. And we continue to do these to kick off, and that was the summer of 2016. Then I started my weekly webcast. Who watches me every week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Only hands. Yeah.
You're all in trouble. I like to do weekly webcasts. I'm one of the pioneers of streaming video that we invented in the mid-90s. That's a whole other story. I won't tell you about it. But I like to keep you informed, and I answer any questions. You know, you have the ability to type in the text chat room and ask me questions. I'm happy to answer those for you. This is a live environment. This is not recorded. I'm going to have more and more guests. Paul's been a guest. I want Mateus. Where's Mateus? Oh, he's not here. I'm going to invite some leaders on these shows with me. So this is a good venue for you guys to keep informed of what's coming next, or what's happening in the State of the Union, if you will. Global Leadership Summit, Dubai. Who was at Dubai event? I don't know how we top this event as far as the activities go, right? We did this F1 event at Abu Dhabi. It was absolutely spectacular. I don't know how we top. Michael will come up with something amazing. Something at the moon, or I don't know how he's going to top that one. We met Banula there. Blair Baker presented there. Blair's one of the executive staff. He's going to speak here in a little bit. And some great people. As we did these events, we met more and more and brought more people into the family. So, did I skip the slide? It should say Hong Kong there. All right, so that slide's out of order, because that's the DOS Coin Explorer. This is the Hong Kong event, right? So the highlights of the Hong Kong event was the beta version of the Blockcoin Explorer, and then the white paper was also, everybody should read that paper. You guys that are involved with the company need to read this white paper. And there's a new version coming out, I think. And then there's a couple of pictures from that event. Yeah, that's out of order. And then the advocate events. How many events has Paul done in the last 2-3 months? So we don't sponsor these things. You guys do. And most of the time, I find out about these things from Facebook. I find that I look on his Facebook page or Mateus's, and then they'll be in a room with, a couple hundred people all over the world. So this event was another amazing one. Terry, where's Terry? Terry did this event in Vietnam. How many people were? And Jackie, how many people were in attendance?
7,000.
7,000 people.
7,000 people.
He presented on stage. He was a little nervous,
Wow.
you could tell.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's mental.
And there was a ton of government people there. that we had the opportunity to sponsor this event for Charity for Children, and we had the opportunity to present at that event. And so you're going to see more and more of these. I didn't even realize I could just look down here. This is Serbia. This is the event that I missed. But these events, that one was company sponsored. Here's the Poland event. Where's the Poland guys?
Everywhere.
At 3:30 in the morning at Dubai on Saturday night, I came out onto the balcony, and the Polish guys were singing and drinking a lot of beer. They're fantastic. I love these guys. So that's an event in Poland, right? There's another event in Vietnam. This is one that you did, right? Cambodia, another event. And the minister, the ex-prime minister, was, yeah. Event in China. Fantastic. The video of this thing on Facebook is amazing as they sweep around the room. It's fantastic. India, where's the India guys? Yeah. So they had, I don't know, what, 5 or 6 or 7 events in India? Yeah. So getting traction in India, and many, many more we expect to see. That's how we grow this industry. We grow our tribe, as they say. This is a very important piece of the puzzle for cryptocurrency. You know, I hate that word cryptocurrency. I like digital asset system. Digital asset, to me, defines the industry better than cryptocurrency does. What's coming forward? Now you're going to hear more in-depth presentations about some of this stuff, but we wanted to give you a small glimpse of a few of the things that we're working on behind the scenes.
Pay attention to this guy.
Credit card acceptance next week.
Wow. Woo! Yeah!
Michael told me they made that for the last, I don't know, it's out of new support center in Malaysia. We're going to have a full-time staff in Malaysia that will be able to speak, I don't know, 4 or 5 different languages, Toe?
Crazy.
Wherever Toe's heading.
Toes here.
Toe?
4 or 5 languages.
How many 4 or 5 languages?
Fantastic.
Support center, full-time staff in Malaysia. It's going to launch in May, correct?
Right.
And then we've engaged with the new communication team starting in April. They're here today, and you're going to hear them speak. This amazing firm that we engaged with, and we're honored to have them part of the family. So the clarity is going to come from the speakers, as you hear, from this parable of how important the galaxy is to the overall growth, sustainability, and really to bring the vision to the masses, the galaxy of companies, right? And this is growing. So when we first started it, we had NetLeaders, WebWallet, and DOS Financial, and DOSCoin. And so you're going to see this thing grow as we grow as a company. And so the last thing I wanted to do before I concluded is introduce everybody to this amazing gentleman that we've known, Michael and I have worked with for many years. He's traveled here from the United States. He's our general in-house counsel, Mr. Abraham Sofer. Come up, please. He's very tired.
Hear me?
He took an Uber all the way from San Francisco to get here.
Yeah.
How long have you been working with this now?
I've been working since, I would say September 1st, about 6 months. So today concludes about 6 months of working with this team. And, they asked me to say a few words, and thanks for cheering. I don't know that people actually cheer for lawyers. So, not a rock star, but definitely not John's caliber, but thank you. And also, I come from Washington, D.C., and I just wanted to say that I come in peace, please. Because, given what's happening there since November, we have a new era and things are exciting. When John asked me to take on the representation of, I'm not sure, we've got a galaxy there. It's not like, maybe galaxy is too much for people to understand. Let's call it the Milky Way. So instead of billions of stars, we're just going to have 1 billion stars.
All right.
Okay.
And if I had a way to persuade Michael not to go to add another company, by the end of the day, it's an amazing story. And I have about 30 years of legal practice, and I can tell you that it's easier to manage $1 billion acquisition or $5 billion technology deal than dealing with a cryptocurrency concept like the one that we have worldwide. Because we are talking about regulations and regulatory environment in so many jurisdictions. Usually a startup starts with being in one jurisdiction, and then as they see that they are okay within a certain sphere, they move to another jurisdiction. Here we have a situation where we started, I don't want even to hear the number because I heard the number 99, so it's better than 100, but 99 jurisdictions that we're already operating in. And in each place you've got people that are dealing in a commodity that nobody still understands what it is. It started as monopoly money. I have 3 kids, so I know what monopoly money is. And suddenly, we are sitting here in front of a room of people that at some point may be millionaires. I'm not saying giving any projections, but in real money. And this money is coined the DAS coin. So there are many, many challenges, and just wanted to say 2 things. 30 years of teaching me and educating me in the technology world. Still, I feel like a trainee when dealing with this concept. But the horizon is amazing. The opportunity is great. The challenges and the fun of meeting people like you in many, many places, and the Polish contingent. I don't know a lot of words in Polish, but I know what I know what Chodź do domu means, and I know what Zimna woda is, and I know what Czorczesz is. I know that. But beyond that, I don't know a lot of words in Polish, but I'm willing to learn. In any case, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. If anybody has a question concerning the technology, the way that the Galaxy operates, the way that this should be treated in your jurisdiction, try to reach to John, and John will reach me. I'm based in the United States, but we work around the clock. Michael makes sure that we don't sleep at all because he adds more companies in different jurisdictions. So we don't sleep. Where is Terry? Did you sleep tonight? No. That's the right question. That's the right answer. No. So because they said yes, then it means that it's not working. In any way, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much. You can reach me at any time. And we are going to have a lot of fun doing what we are doing here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
True story. So Abraham and I get the pleasure to introduce a very important individual that we've worked with.
That's right.
How long? Abraham and I worked together with Michael in a prior venture, publicly traded American Stock Exchange company, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
The company was called Digital FX. It was traded on American Stock Exchange, and it was like this company, a multi-level distribution company, which basically means that we understand the rules, the principles, and how people operate with this environment. It's very important, and we have to make sure that the first in principle that we have is to make sure that it's fair to everybody here.
There you go.
We would like to create an opportunity that you will not be ashamed of presenting to your grandmother or to your mother, because it's very important that there is integrity in the system. That's the basic premise that we are working on.
But that's another story.
That's another story. It needs to come.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I don't know, would you have some kind words to say about this individual that's coming up next to lead our program?
Okay.
No pressure.
I'm prepared for that, but obviously I've had the pleasure of working with Michael, and he is definitely our very own Steve Jobs. He's a visionary.
Well said.
And I coined the trademark Galaxy for us. So Steve Jobs is also my, don't forget. And I also registered the trademark. So if you get questions about who's using the trademarks of the system, that would be coming from me. So this is where the buck stops. In any way, so Michael has been the visionary. It's been a pleasure working with him. He's an amazing individual. He works relentlessly. He is smart. He's handsome.
Yes.
The ladies here.
Yes.
And that's something that
And single.
And single, and all the goodies. So let's go to Michael.
The CEO of DasCoin, everybody, Michael.
standing ovation. For the magicians.
Wow, what a nice crowd. Beautiful crowd. Yes, I'm all mic'd up and ready. So welcome everybody. I am really excited and want to acknowledge everybody here. You have somehow found your way to an amazing event. Something inside of you spoke to you and had you come here. And I want to confirm that you are on the right path and we're about to change history starting today. It's been an amazing journey, and we're here in Zurich for a good reason. And we've chosen this location for a lot of reasons. The symbolism of the precision and the quality that is the Swiss machine. Also the support of cryptocurrency. So this, when I was first getting the inkling of DasCoin, this is one of the places that I came right in the beginning. I had the privilege of spending some time here in Zug, which is one of the cantons next to Zurich. And it's a place where they have been embracing innovation. And so we're here to celebrate that, to stand in that support, because we're there's a lot of jurisdictions in this world that don't understand what we're doing. And there's some very forward-thinking ones like Singapore, like Switzerland here, Hong Kong, that are a little more up to speed and are supporting this, and that's why we're here. So I want to let everyone know that we have published the white paper. It's going to be in your back office today, and then we're going to print out. So by the time you leave here today, we should have printed versions of this white paper. So the official document is now going to be ready for everybody. And in this time period, and we're going to introduce some amazing people to you today that have helped us pull together all of the positioning of, as they've talked about, there's a galaxy of companies. This is done in a very purposeful way, but pulling it all together takes some very good thinkers, and we have those working for us, both in the founding team and then also in this awesome firm that we'll introduce you to, that's a London-based firm. And in working with them in that branding process, their branding strategy company, we hit upon this positioning of the currency of trust. And you'll be hearing from one of our board members about, he was a conduit to us reaching this point. But at the middle of everything that we're doing here, there is trust. Trust is at the middle of it. We've stated many times that the cornerstones of what we're doing are built around security, liquidity, utility, and then ultimately we put all those together, we reach capital appreciation. But in the middle of it all is trust, and trust is so important to what we're doing, and everyone here and everyone in our entire network needs to be on the same page about how important trust is, because it's the currency of DasCoin, and we're going to go deeper into that. There's some pillars, and these are the companies themselves, as well as a couple of our most important elements. And so one of those important elements is this hybrid structure, this combination of decentralized and centralized. We've never been blinded by choosing one or the other. We've always been about creating the solution, and we're not afraid to go into what there's a purist element in the cryptocurrency community that is all about decentralization and invalidates anything that's not decentralized. And then there's a purism to the centralized fiat system where they don't recognize anything but those. And so we knew that technology-based money is here to stay. It's already here and it's going to grow. So the question is, how to optimize and make this happen for the mainstream. That's been our whole mindset. And our mindset is very long-term. The founders are constantly talking about, what does this look like 200 years from now? Literally, truly. Do you think that's, being, that is absolutely how we see it. We're creating something, we're about to turn something on that we want to continue for hundreds of years. That's how serious this is. And we believe this solution, this hybrid solution is the key. Now the other really important concept that's at the core of this is this authenticated network. Nobody has this in the realm of cryptocurrency, in the realm of digital currencies. This is the idea that everybody, and the only way this is possible is with our hybrid strategy. To authenticate, you need a central authority to basically confirm that person is who they say they are. So it does take a combination. We're all about decentralization and the benefits that decentralization provides. But we really love having a centralized element because it allows us to authenticate. And an authenticated network doesn't exist in this realm of digital currency. So together, this forms a nucleus. And this formation here is called the seed of life. And it's the core of, there's a lot of geometry in that. It's actually the Fibonacci spiral comes out of this. And the Fibonacci spiral, if anyone's familiar with it, is in almost all of nature that you can find this element. It's an amazing mathematical thing, concept. Around our core, these are just some of the aspects of our system. When we put the whole ecosystem together, these are some of the key elements that make up what we're doing here. And it's, you can go along the list here. We're going to be introducing something that you guys haven't heard about, but is well documented in this new white paper, and that's Superblocks. And